Happy Monday morning, everyone. This first Monday in June. Here I am to give you your Monday moves or my Monday moves. And in this new area, I was demonstrating my Monday moves to the whole Facebook world out there. And I'm super happy to be doing these lives in a smaller group. In that regard, I am interested in growing this group to like-minded people who are interested in healthy living ideas, not only with movement, but also, nutritionally and just holistic health and wellness. So if you know of anyone that you think might be interested or is, like-minded like you and wants to be involved in a group that is all about healthy living and wellness, please ask them to request an invite to me, or you can send me their information and I can invite them. I'd have to be their friends, so we just need to be friends first and then I can invite them to the group, I think. Anyway, I'm interested in growing the group, so if you know of anyone, please ask them to reach out. And also, I encourage all of you to participate in some of the questions that I put out there in some of my posts. I'm just hoping we can, collaborate and help each other live our healthiest lives with all of our knowledge and experience and whatever it is you have to contribute, it is worth contributing and someone wants to hear it. So please help me out by participating in some of the questions that I put out there. Okay, so today I'm starting a little mini series around planking for about a month. I'm going to do it for the whole month of June, so that's 4 different Mondays. I'll be having some different information on planks. I get a lot of questions about planking, and so I thought this would be a good thing. Remember, this is all for the breaks in your day. We've got all kinds of other Monday moves out there on just my personal Facebook page. They're also in my blog area of my website, yourbodypilates.net. So you could find my past Monday moves on my website in the blog section. But starting this planking series, today I'm going to talk about form and also the 2 most common ways to plank, which are, I call it full plank on your hands and then forearm plank. So there's just slight differences. One strengthens the full plank on your hands, strengthens the shoulder girdle and the triceps a bit more, and the forearm plank is more focused on core. However, planking is really just a great all-over body strengthening move. It's just important to have good form and know when to stop, or how to build strength appropriately. So I'm going to demonstrate the 2 different types, the one on full plank on your hands and then the forearm plank. I'm going to do the full plank on the hands first. So why don't we get started? Or I'm going to get started and you're going to watch. I'm going to take my glasses off and move on into it. So we're going to get into the full plank first. So I'm going to set myself up so you guys can see me really well. And start up on your hands and knees and place your knees just about hip distance apart, and then make sure your hands are right below your shoulders, and then just check in with your spine. We want to get to neutral, I guess, ideally, but in planking, you might want to think what we call in Pilates more of an imprint position with your spine. You don't want too much arch in your back to protect your back. And so I'm going to start off talking about the upper body alignment. So I've got my hands spread out, my fingers are spread out nice and wide here on the mat. and I'm fully connected with my hands. I'm going to have this idea of dialing out my hands, so dialing out and spreading my fingers, and then that's going to encourage a little bit of lateral rotation through my shoulder joint and my shoulder girdle. And my elbows are slightly kind of pulling inward, okay? So I've got all that going on. Now I'm going to set up my full plank by extending one leg first, curling my toes under, and I'm already tightening my quads, a little bit of my glutes, and then I'm going to extend the other leg out. I don't have my feet very far apart, and with my hands, I'm going to push into the floor with my hands away, and I'm going to pull my belly up, kind of trying to hollow my torso out. I'm going to have my head alignment such that I'm looking right between my hands around where my thumbs are. And I'm going to continue to, the other thing, my torso, is I'm going to tuck my rib cage towards my pelvis to encourage that hollowed out idea. Now, don't forget to breathe. You're going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. I've got tight quads, tight glutes, and I'm forcing tension throughout my body to the point where I am starting to shake. I'm going to take one more breath in. I encourage you to engage your pelvic floor each time you exhale. I'm going to rest down, take a little short break, and that's a little hard on wrists, so I'm going to roll my wrists out, although I'm going down to my forearms. So that was your form for full hand plank. I'm going to go over the forearm plank. It's very similar in the idea of kind of like spreading your joints wide to create support through your shoulders for your back, okay? So I'm going to put my forearms down. I'm going to have my hands flat. And my elbows are going to go directly underneath my shoulders. And before I even get into this, I'm going to spread my fingertips and act as if I'm pulling a paper towel between my hands and trying to rip it apart. That encourages that lateral rotation through my shoulder joint. And then I'm going to get into the lower body, and I'm going to straighten my legs one at a time. A little bit different here with placing the torso. So I'm going to think of this idea of tucking my tail a little bit more, but still pulling my abdominals in, and then aligning my head. I'm looking down right between my thumbs. Pushing into my elbows, lifting my torso, hollowing out my belly, and breathing. Inhaling through the nose. As I exhale, I'm engaging my pelvic floor, pulling my belly button in. One more time, inhale, exhale, causing so much tension I'm shaking. I'm going to rest my knees down and push back, and I'm going to stretch. All right, so there was your plank form. And so I can't see myself. I can't see you guys. Not that you're here, but I can't see myself if I don't put my glasses on. All right, so I didn't hold those for too long, but I certainly was causing tension in my body. And that's the idea with planking, is that you're not trying to just power through it, but that you're creating so much tension in your body that you're shaking, right? And getting to that point where you can sustain a hold for a certain amount of time. So in order to build strength, it's suggested that you incorporate planking into your routine 2 to 4 times per week. Maybe start off with 2, then build to 4. And that you do, each time you do that, that you do 2 to 5 sets of holds, which would be anywhere from holding for 10 seconds to 60 seconds, right? So as you build, maybe you do the 2 times a week, 2 sets for 10 seconds. And then you build on that, right? Maybe then you go to 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, all the way to 60 seconds. And then maybe you build on that, you do 3 times a week, right? You understand the idea. But that's the idea, is like creating tension in your body and building the strength. And to be honest, I mean, I do moves in Pilates that incorporate movement with a plank, and I don't necessarily do those sustained holds. So I may start incorporating that, because just doing that was pretty good. I felt it. It felt really good. Of course, I've been practicing today, so I've done it a few times. I've done at least my 3 sets. So that's a little bit about planking and form. And next week I'll be here and I'll be covering different ways to incorporate movement. I think it'll be side planking next week. That's what we'll incorporate next week, adding side planking to your planks. I hope you guys have a great week. Remember to take breaks in your day in order to release tension and set new intentions. That's what it is. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.